What happens when the world's deadliest agents go off the grid to start a new life and their past refuses to stay buried? Shadow Force is a high-octane thriller packed with explosive action, secret betrayals, and a relentless fight for survival. The movie begins in a remote, rugged terrain under the cover of darkness. A woman, clad in tactical gear and wielding a high-powered sniper rifle, positions herself atop a ridge overlooking a secluded compound. Inside the compound, a man seemingly unaware of the impending danger goes about his routine. The sniper steadies her breath, aligns her sights, and with a single, suppressed shot, eliminates the target. The man collapses instantly, indicating a precise and fatal hit. In a quiet, remote part of the country, far from the chaos of global conflict and Black Ops missions, lives a man named Isaac Sarr. At first glance, he appears to be a single father raising his young son, Kai, in a simple, quiet life. But behind this calm facade is a man hiding a dangerous past, one forged in secret missions, shadowy organizations, and betrayal. Isaac once belonged to an elite covert group called Shadow Force, a clandestine operation that eliminated threats too politically sensitive for regular armies or law enforcement. He was one of their best until he walked away. Now he's a ghost, officially declared dead years ago. But Isaac lives for one thing: keeping Kai safe, his son, all under the guise of parenting. But the truth is, Isaac always knew danger would return. That danger comes crashing back unexpectedly. While visiting a local bank, Isaac and Kai are caught in a violent robbery. Armed men storm the building, shouting and threatening hostages. Isaac's instincts kick in. With calm precision and terrifying efficiency, he takes down the robbers one by one. Surveillance cameras catch every move his face, his fighting style, his tactics. The footage spreads online. The media calls him a hero, but someone else sees it differently. Thousands of miles away, Jack Cinder, the ruthless leader of Shadow Force, watches the broadcast with cold calculation. For years, he believed Isaac was dead, eliminated after he deserted the unit. Now, that belief is shattered. Jack puts out a $25 million bounty, dead or alive, not only on Isaac, but also on Kyrah, Isaac's former partner and the mother of his child. Their betrayal years ago marked them as traitors. Now that they're exposed, Jack intends to finish what he started. Kyrah, who has been in hiding separately from Isaac and Kai, immediately senses the storm approaching. She's been quietly neutralizing threats over the years, keeping a watchful eye from afar. But Isaac's public exposure means it's time to come out of hiding. She tracks him down and warns him the Shadow Force is coming, and they won't stop until he and Kai are gone. Isaac, though surprised by her reappearance, trusts her instincts. Together, they decide to flee. After escaping the chaos triggered by the viral footage of Isaac's heroic intervention at the bank, the family knows that disappearing isn't a choice anymore, it's a necessity. With a bounty on their heads and the Shadow Force closing in, Isaac and Kyrah take their son Kai and flee to a remote safe house tucked deep in the desert, surrounded by nothing but endless dunes and silence. It's a location only two people besides them know about: Auntie and Unc, their few remaining allies from a time long buried. Auntie, a former operative herself, is fierce, sarcastic, and absolutely loyal. She has the demeanor of someone who's seen too much, but hides it behind biting humor and confidence. Unc, in contrast, is reserved and soft-spoken, but with a mind built for war. He's a genius when it comes to surveillance, weapons, and digital intel. He doesn't talk much, but when he does, everyone listens. They welcome the trio without hesitation and immediately begin helping Isaac and Kyrah set up defenses, scan for breaches, and plan their next move. Amidst the preparations, Kai finally gets the chance to meet his mother. For years, she was just a name, a mystery his father never fully explained. Now she's right in front of him, watching him with a mix of awe and quiet regret. She sees how sharp he is, how disciplined. The bounty on their heads is too high to ignore. Word spreads across the criminal underworld like wildfire. Shadow Force loyalists, bounty hunters, and ex-operatives they once served with all start to surface. Their photos appear on encrypted dark web forums, and chatter increases in every corner of the globe. The desert safe house doesn't remain hidden for long. One night, while driving through a winding mountain pass under a moonless sky, disaster strikes. Without warning, the road ahead erupts. A series of explosives detonate, flipping their SUV over the edge into a river below. The vehicle crashes hard into the water, tumbling with the current as the family fights to escape. Underwater and bleeding, Isaac struggles to cut Kai free from his seatbelt. Kyrah surfaces downstream, coughing, bruised, but alive. The three barely manage to swim to the shore and disappear into the dense forest before the attackers can finish what they started. After the ambush, they retreat to a secondary hideout. Tensions are running high. Something isn't adding up. The precision of the ambush, the timing, it all points to one grim possibility. Someone is leaking information. Either their secure communications have been compromised, or worse, someone they trust is feeding intel to their enemies. Isaac and Kyrah begin cross-checking their contact list, poring over encrypted messages, call logs, and operational histories. The betrayal feels close, personal. Their last assignment was in a conflict zone where they were ordered to eliminate a village under the pretense of stopping an arms transfer. But the intel was fabricated. The villagers were innocent. Isaac refused to go through with it. Kyrah stood by him. Defying orders cost them everything. The mission turned into a bloodbath, and they were marked as traitors. To survive, Isaac faked his death, taking their newborn son and disappearing. Now, years later, with Kai finally reunited with both parents, they come to a hard realization. They can't keep running. The only way to protect their son and the truth is to take the fight back to the enemy. With Unk's help, they trace the source of the encrypted messages to a fortified compound, Shadow Force's central hub. It's a high-tech fortress, monitored with state-of-the-art surveillance, guarded by mercenaries, and led by Jack Cinder, the same man who branded them traitors all those years ago. But before they can execute the assault, one more betrayal surfaces. During a close encounter with bounty hunters, they uncover that Auntie has unknowingly been leaking information. Someone exploited an old communication channel she thought was secure. She's devastated. The revelation hits her hard, but instead of breaking, she fights to redeem herself. Kyrah arrives at the isolated island alone, her face determined, her mindset. The ocean stretches endlessly behind her as her boat docks against a weathered pier. The island is eerily quiet, covered in thick jungle and scattered remnants of old structures long forgotten. She moves stealthily through the overgrowth, her gun gripped tightly in her hand. Finally, she spots him, Jack, the merciless leader of Shadow Force, standing alone amidst the ruins of an old bunker. He's not surprised to see her. It's as if he expected the showdown. Without hesitation, Kyrah raises her gun and aims straight at him, her finger trembling slightly on the trigger. But Jack is faster than she anticipated. In one swift move, he knocks the weapon from her hand and tackles her. Jack secures her as a hostage. Back on the mainland, things take a dark turn. Ink, the tech-savvy ally they had trusted, betrays Isaac and Kai by leaking their location to Shadow Force. Isaac senses something is wrong, but it's too late. Armed mercenaries descend on their safe house like a storm. Isaac tries to fight them off, shielding Kai with every move, but they're outnumbered. He and his son are captured and forcibly transported to the same island where Kyrah is being held. Now, the entire family, Isaac, Kyrah, and Kai, are reunited, but not by fate or choice. They're hostages surrounded by heavily armed men, with Jack Cinder smugly standing at the center of it all. The reunion is heartbreaking and tense. Jack paces before them, speaking calmly, arrogantly. He mocks them, saying all their sacrifices, their years in hiding, their struggle for peace, it was all for nothing. They were never going to escape him. Then, something unexpected happens. Two men, Parker and Patrick, who up to this point had appeared to be loyal Shadow Force operatives, quietly raise their guns and aim them at Jack. The air thickens with tension as Jack turns, confused. That's when Parker reveals the truth: they're CIA agents, embedded deep within Shadow Force. They had been gathering evidence against Jack and his illegal operations for years. Their mission was to take him down from within. Jack is stunned, momentarily speechless. But the silence lasts only seconds. Suddenly, chaos erupts. Gunfire bursts out from all sides. The entire compound turns into a battleground. Shadow Force loyalists engage with the CIA agents, while Isaac and Kyrah take the chance to break free. Instinct kicks in, both are trained warriors. Well, now they're fighting not for a mission, but for their family. Isaac takes down enemy after enemy, moving with brutal efficiency. Kyrah, despite being shaken, regains her composure and fights with fierce determination. The CIA agents hold their ground, but the odds are overwhelming. In the confusion, Jack sees an opening. He bolts from the compound and heads to the docks, where one last escape boat waits. He's not alone. One of his men follows, helping him start the boat's engine. Jack is bleeding, furious, but still desperate to survive. As the boat speeds away, Isaac and Kyrah spot him. Without hesitation, they jump into another boat and give chase. The sun sets behind them, casting long shadows across the ocean waves. The chase grows intense as both boats speed across open water, crashing through the surf. Then, up ahead, Jack's boat collides with a large cargo ship that's partially submerged near another island. The impact is violent, and the explosion rocks the entire area. Flames and smoke rise into the sky, but Jack survives. He and his last remaining ally swim ashore to a smaller nearby island, gasping for breath. Bloodied but alive, they crawl up the beach. Jack knows Isaac won't be far behind. Moments later, Isaac and Kyrah reach the island's edge. Their boat skids to a halt, and they jump out, sprinting through the jungle. The final confrontation is moments away. Isaac is the first to engage. He meets the last Shadow Force soldier head-on, and the two clash violently amid broken trees and jungle debris. The fight is vicious punches, knees, and chokeholds, but eventually Isaac comes out on top. He kills the soldier, ending the final threat between him and Jack. Meanwhile, Jack and Kyrah meet once more, this time in the abandoned courtyard of what used to be a resort. The sky is dark, lit only by flickering flames from the distant wreckage. They circle each other, breath-heaving, both exhausted. Then the final battle begins. He strikes her repeatedly, pushing her to the ground. She tries to get up, but he grabs her, slams her against a wall, and aims his gun at her head. Just a few feet away, Isaac watches, paralyzed. Jack threatens to kill her if Isaac moves any closer. He orders him to back off, to let this end on his terms. But something extraordinary happens. As Jack shouts, Isaac suddenly realizes he can hear every word. For years, he had relied on a hearing aid, but now, for the first time in what feels like forever, he hears clearly Jack's voice, Kyrah's breaths, the wind, the sea. It all returns. His hearing has been restored, no device, no static, just clarity. Empowered by the moment, Isaac takes aim, his hands steady, his eyes focused. Without a word, he fires a single shot. The bullet hits Jack square in the head. Silence settles over the island. The family embraces amid the quiet aftermath. In a remote, peaceful village surrounded by misty forests and calm lakes, the family begins again. Kai plays by the lake's edge, building small rafts out of driftwood, his hands careful and calm. Isaac repairs old tools at a nearby bench, his face at ease, laughing in the warm sunlight. There are no more weapons, no more alarms, no more fear. The world they live in now is quiet, peaceful, but the scars remain. The story doesn't end with an explosion, it ends with silence. The silence of survival, the silence of a new beginning.